Why this thing's not coming off? But anyways, hi guys. Welcome back to another installment of the D&J Baka Animation Podcast. This may look strange and different, but we had to talk about this one. So I'm D.
I'm Jay.
And we're going to talk about Why Did I Get Married? Because
Tyler Perry made some good movies, but I felt like with this one, I used to laugh at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But now this is one of those movies where when you get older, you start to understand and you'd be like, dang, that really was kind of trite. Like you start to understand like the meaning behind this movie.
Yeah. But I always see like Why Did I Get Married and like the older Tyler Perry stuff. I call it like the golden age of Tyler Perry before he got how can I say mainstream?
He got his own studio now, and now I feel like the stuff he coming out with now is not as good as the old stuff. Maybe that's just in my opinion. I feel like he did better with Lionsgate than Tyler Perry Studios, which he got going on now.
Yeah, I think it's because he doesn't have like other people like telling him like this. Like I say now, I love Tyler Perry stuff. Like when it comes down to like his shows and stuff, it seems like the same thing to me.
Yeah, most
it's definitely like recycled, but the only thing that's different is like the location of where the story takes place, and of course like the character's name and what they look like. That's the only thing that's different.
Shows out right now that are kind of all the same. My favorite one is the I can't remember what it was.
The Haves and the Have-Nots, right?
I love the Have and Have-Nots, but Have and Have-Nots is just like another one I saw on BET. The one it's basically like a Handmaid's Tale type thing where they all wearing robes and they're part of a secret society or something like that. I don't know what the show is called, but it's kind of like the same plot. Like he don't know how to leave the suspense alone.
Like it's not the suspense to me. It's just like to me, I say the typical Tyler Perry like route in movies and like in his shows is like to see a struggling, I wouldn't say struggle, a Black woman struggling in her marriage or her relationship with somebody.
It's always like that. It's always the same plot.
And like she deemed herself ugly or something. She didn't find herself attractive because her man didn't find her attractive. And so it only takes for her like another man to like try to uplift her or something like that and to be better. So that's to me the Tyler Perry route. And so let's get to what we're going to talk about. Of course, we're going to go off to the disclaimer. Of course, this is our famous disclaimer. We don't own none of the stuff that you will see on here. To Tyler Perry, I don't want you to come up to me talking about something. You owe us money. I ain't got it. So anything you see or hear us talk about that's not, not owned by Tyler Perry, I should say. It's just our thoughts and how we view the movie. So let's get started.
First couple we got here is Diane and Terry. Diane and Terry, they have a lot of problems, not only with Diane, but mostly Terry. I feel like he doesn't have confidence in himself.
Are we talking about the first movie? Like,
no, I'm just saying
or as a whole, like between the first and second movie.
We only talking about the first movie. This is why I get married. I was just saying, and like in general, like he has no confidence in his wife. He doesn't. I feel like there's no trust between them, and if there is, she doesn't feel the same.
My take on it is like when I think about this couple, Diane and Terry, I feel like there's like at some point in time they were on the same page of what they wanted. And I don't know if it's because of, I don't know what caused them to get off track. And I'm assuming that Terry was the whole breadwinner of the house and he was used to the fact that he came home working late. And Diane probably was taking care of the house, or she was doing stuff, little things. I say she would probably know, because I think they went to school at the same time, but I think she was like a small time lawyer. And then for some reason, she got put into a big old lawyer company. I don't know how a firm or whatever they call it. And she became the top lawyer. And so she was the main breadwinner.
Just the big con between both of them is that they're both breadwinners. He's a doctor, she's a lawyer. that collides, and they always worried about their daughter. She's never there for the daughter, and he always is. And to me, I thought it would be the other way around, because doctors are more needed than lawyers.
But he was a pediatrician, so
yeah. But I mean, they still need them. I mean, he can still work an overnight shift if they have to, even though he's a pediatrician. But at the end of the day, he's still a doctor. I felt like doctors are more busy than lawyers.
Yeah, they are. But I think in Terry's case, he probably had his own clinic, or he worked under a clinic.
Because that's another thing. They didn't really say if he owned his own clinic or he was working at a clinic. Because like I said, if he didn't have his own clinic, then they definitely had him working. But the fact that he was always there for his daughter, and
he made time.
It just, to me, Diane's character, I just feel like she was kind of self-centered. She didn't care about nobody else but herself. And then she cared about her husband. She was just and the only time she really thought about her husband is the fact when he had his birthday and that girl came over, his nurse, and she got jealous.
I don't even think she even cared, because remember in the first movie,
she got jealous. Remember, she got jealous. She was like, "Oh yeah, you could tell the whore to get out."
But the thing about it was, she wasn't even worried about his birthday until Sheila said something over the phone, like, "Oh, tell Terry I wish a happy birthday," because she thought it was just a normal day.
I feel as though, like, even if Sheila didn't say anything and she saw this woman in her house, clearly she made it seem like she's never seen this woman before. So her just walking in and seeing that he's with another woman inside their home, that was a problem to her. It didn't seem like she cared about the birthday at all.
But I did think she knew who she was, but like was she single or was she in a relationship? That part she did not know.
I mean, because I remember he introduced her to him. I mean, he introduced her to Diane, and that's why I was like, I don't think she knew who she was for real, because why would you introduce somebody if they already know each other?
But one of the things that really bothered me with this couple was when they were, what was it? When Mike exposed Diane for having her tubes tied.
Yeah, to me, that's not like, business. I
mean, that was none of his business to tell. But my thing is, Terry knew his wife was a workaholic. And you telling me you're a doctor, and you telling me, so you all of a sudden see your wife laid up in bed, you didn't put two and two together, or at least find that kind of weird.
Yeah, Diane be lying anyway, so I don't even know. He probably really didn't know for real, but yet again, I've never had my tubes tied, so I don't know what the procedure is or how long, or if it even hurts. I don't know the procedure for that. So I mean,
I know it had hurt. They cut it.
I think you would have been. No, I think they burn it. I don't know. I think they cut it, because I know they said you can get it reconnected. So I'm kind of confused how they do all that. But like I said, I ain't no doctor. I don't know nothing about that. But
I'm talking about like the recovery process. Like,
I think the recovery process was a long time, because like I said, I don't know what the procedure is for that. Like, is it one of those procedures where you have to go under anesthesia, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because they had to cut. They cut it something up. They cut it. They stitch it. Stapling. I don't. But this couple, I just like. What do you think? Well, there's so many cons with them. It's just they don't.
It's more cons than pros, because they don't trust each other, and yet again,
they don't communicate. No. I was gonna say that for another couple, but this one right here, they really don't
say that for any couple, because they really don't. They're the prime example of non-communication.
Nah, this other couple we talking
about. Not even that. How do you not know your wife doesn't want another child? How do you not see that facial expression or her body language? Because like, that's just like, for example, we ain't gay, but I'm just saying, if I wanted a child and you showing me that you don't want a child, what makes you think that she's not going to do something behind your back, and let alone communicate with her like, hey, do you really want to have another child? I was really hoping we get a bouncer baby boy, or something. I'm just saying, how do you not communicate with your wife that you don't want another child? And my thing is, he probably one of those guys that keep trying to set his wife up, and then she don't. Yeah, I'm just saying, and then she end up getting an abortion, and he'll never know. I just feel as though he's one of those. He's also manipulative, very manipulative, because he knows his wife doesn't want a damn child. I feel as though Terry knew that from the back of his mind. She don't want one. And plus, they don't even have time to be together, as you can see.
Let alone be, he have time for his daughter, and she don't. Like, I know it was an accident.
She only think about herself.
Yeah, and I know she kind of accidentally left her child out there. I don't know how you can forget.
She left her out there sitting on the steps. Remember, he's arguing. Yeah. You look, got her sitting on the school steps.
I was like, how can you forget that your child, like, y'all didn't establish this morning, like, oh, I pick up the child I take the child to school, you pick them up. Like, you ain't that busy. You have a lunch break.
What you said, there's no communication between them at all. And I'm surprised they even got through it together. Because if why not get married too, I expected them to get a divorce.
I really did, but I think the only reason why they probably stayed together, in my opinion, is for the simple fact of the matter, they stayed for the kid.
Yeah. And then they had another one in the next movie.
Yeah, a little boy.
And my thing is, how the hell you got your tubes tied and you got a whole nother child? That's why I said I don't know how that works.
Because like you said, they probably cut it.
Yeah, but if they cut it, then how are they able to reconnect it? Or
yeah, I mean, they do stitches. I mean, they stitch it back together. And plus, even if it's the same thing for a man, if they have like a vasectomy, there's a still possible chance that,
I don't know why I thought it was irreversible, but yeah, there is a still possible chance there might be some kids still in there.
Yeah. So let's go on to the next couple. This was a whole hot mess.
There's no communication between none of them.
No, it's not communication, because I think it's more of not trusting.
Yeah, she doesn't trust.
It's more not trusting than communication.
And if you think about it, this is a lot of baby mamas with their baby fathers, and then you got the girlfriend. There's a lot of situations that are like this. And I feel like this is kind of modern day type stuff.
Let me tell you something. Goes on. Look, y'all might hate me for saying this, but I gotta tell y'all the truth. If you're an Angela in the situation, you have no kids, you have no ties to anything, and you find somebody like Marcus that has a kid with somebody, and there's a possible chance that he's messing around with the baby mama Keisha on the left, and it is not messing around as in, oh, I'm only talking to her solely for my kid, or to have that established relationship with my kid. Let me tell you something. Leave them alone. Leave the Marcus in the world alone.
My thing is, what is the purpose of us being married if you still gonna mess with your baby mama? Let alone, yes, y'all have a kid together, but y'all separate that time. So y'all both still. Why are you going over there in the middle of the night to check on your kid? To me, that's just weird to me.
My thing is, y'all both agreed on y'all would be better separate than together.
Just co-parenting.
Exactly.
If you're still sleeping with her is a different story to me. And that's where Angela comes in with the not trusting. And I completely agree with her for not trusting her. But at the same time, you need to talk to your husband about that, not the baby mama. Because your husband is the one that's doing it. And she's just engaging it. So it's the husband's fault at the end of the day.
My thing is, leave these folks with kids alone. Just leave them alone. Unless you have a kid on your side, then two people with kids can get together because they understand. But if you don't have any kids, you have no ties to anybody, then just leave that person with kids alone. Find somebody that's on the same wavelength as you, because there is no way now I can say there are possibilities where you have like the kids that's coming into the relationship that likes the other person. But majority of the time, it doesn't work like that. So it's just best to just leave that alone.
Yeah.
The pros, that to me, I don't think there's really I guess I could say they work together. I mean, that's kind of a con too. But I can say, even though he did cheat, he's still in love with Angela. I mean, how do you feel about it?
I already told you how I felt.
anymore.
That's it for them. I mean, they got more cons than pros anyways.
I think everybody up in here got more cons. Let's talk about our next couple, Gavin and Patricia. This, to me, I really want to save the communication talk with them because they are the prime example. That I know we said Diane and Terry is the prime example, but this is literally the prime example of you're not talking about anything. They just there just to be there.
With this couple, they're the ones that you see happy all the time. Never seen a bad moment between them. They're the ones who fight in secrecy, but in public they want to step out and show everybody they love.
In this movie, I really wouldn't say they fight in secrecy. They're holding back what they really want to say, or they're hiding stuff from each other, like how they truly felt. And the reason why I say this and why Janae said this also, if you haven't watched Why Did I Get Married, the storyline between Gavin and Patricia is the fact that they lost their child due to a car accident. Patricia didn't secure her son in the car properly, and when she was, I guess she was on the hill when she made a little turn.
But the roads were slippery, so
yeah, and so she ran off the road, and the baby died from that accident. And Gavin, I guess that night, came over to Mike's house. The next couple I think we're going to talk about. And he talked about how it's all Patricia's fault that their kid died because she didn't secure.
How she so stupid not to strap their son in.
Yeah, his words in quotation. But they're the couple that hides behind closed doors of how they feel. I think they're just to be there and to say, "Oh, I'm married." I think they do have love for each other. It's just that them not talking to each other and the feelings that they have for one another that they don't tell to each other, that's keeping them apart.
Basically, yeah. And just with them in general, they just try to be perfect for everybody. They're trying to be an example for everybody, but at the same time,
they are living up.
At least with me, at least with the other couples, they fight in public and they fight basically behind scenes, but with them they just fight behind scenes, so all that built up is gonna build up.
Yeah,
and it did at the end,
and we saw that built up in this one and in the second movie. But I just especially that scene where the first as soon as we start the movie, we're with Janet Jackson, Patricia, and she's doing, I guess, some kind of book review of her book about how to have a stable relationship. Let me just tell y'all something. Leave these relationship gurus alone, because they don't know not a goddamn thing.
No,
they really don't. Most of them are single, or in the case of Patricia, they're married and they're not practicing what they write in the books or what they say on camera. Don't listen to them, because their relationship is failing. They don't even really take their advice. Because if she did, whatever happened in that second movie wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
So it didn't make sense. But the book, they were talking about it, and then one of the girls asked Janet Jackson, Patricia, "So how are you and your marriage going?" And Gavin, which on the right, came in at the last minute. And Janet Jackson just pointed out,
flight to catch.
Yeah, talking about something, we got a flight to catch. She just asked them, "So how are we doing?" If they do that in public, just know that they're not going well. If they do that, it's just a hot mess. The pros, I can say with this couple, the only pro that I can see is if they would have talked about their emotions and stuff, then maybe, just maybe, they would still be happy.
But their downfall was their kid dying. That's another thing.
I think that was their second child. That
was the first.
That was the first one that lived, but in total, it would have been their second child.
What are you talking about?
Because remember, when it came down, yeah, they had one kid, but
after that you couldn't get it no more.
Yeah, because after that baby died. Because I think that was the second one. The first one died of, I think, of a miscarriage, but the second one went through, but that baby died too. Because remember, I think it was with Terry and Gavin, they were talking. There was the only two there, and they said you would have probably had like 4 right now, and Terry said you would have had 2, but he stopped.
Oh yeah.
So it was like a touchy subject.
He said
you would have had 2.
Yeah.
Next couple, the Mike and Sheila. There were more cons than there were pros with this couple. This is the traditional Tyler Perry couple that you see in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Medea's Family Reunion, Medea,
classic.
Which one?
The
classics, and the latest movie that came out way before COVID, Medea's funeral.
Yeah.
This is the black couple trope.
I say the video on the con.
Yeah. This couple right here, Mike I don't think he was ever in love with Sheila when she got bigger. As like I think he had love for her in the beginning because he loved the image of her, and then once she got bigger, he just fell out of love with her and started mistreating her.
I just feel like he didn't love her for real, because remember he said, they basically, he used to beat her apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I felt as though he never really did love her. I felt like it was just one of those ones where she was just there and he just said, you know what, let me just marry somebody to take care of me.
But I
her back.
I think that kind of started like the beating portion of their relationship. I think that started when she started getting bigger. Yeah. I really do feel like that way. I think at some point she was smaller, and I guess, I don't know, it was the stress of being in the marriage or the things that they were going through caused her to find comfort in food or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the end, Mike and Sheila wasn't together. Mike was just he was a bad case. Anything Sheila did, he brought her down, and it like you could see like she tried. She really did try, and that's the saddest thing.
But at the end of the day, it didn't work out for her.
It wasn't.
I'm glad she moved on, and I'm glad, even in the scene that we finna click on right now, it's just overall sad.
I will say, if you know somebody that going through this type of relationship, try to find them some help, because like being in a relationship like that, not only is it toxic, but it takes a mental drain off your mental health. It's just sad. But let's click on this video. Let's see one scene of how rude Mike can be to Sheila. Pause this. Okay, this came out when we was like young. I say about a good, I think it came 8 or 9.
It came out 2008.
Yeah, I was about a good 8 or 9. So when I saw this scene, I laughed at it, but then I was like, that's so disrespectful. But I still laughed at it. When you got
older, you start to realize, like,
you be like, wow, this dude is wilding, bro.
Like,
this
he does not care.
I was like, dang. He treated her like trash. Like, especially that scene. I wish we had a clip of that scene where he told her to basically drive up to Colorado by herself in the snow. That was real crazy, but let's continue on. This was just, but this couple right here, the pros is Sheila left. That's the only pro I could give. Sheila left, and it's just
ridiculous at this point. But go ahead and go to the next slide, because I'm done talking about them, because I'm ready to talk about Sheila and Mike.
Here's Mike and Trina. Trina right here is supposedly supposed to be Sheila's best friend. Besides the women we saw, Patricia, Diana, I'm about to say Diane. I think her name is Diane. Trina, Diane, and not Trina, but outside the girls you previously saw in the pictures, she's supposed to be Sheila's friend outside of that friend group. And come to find out that this lady was sleeping with her best friend husband. And I think the only con is how you get them is how you lose them. And as you can see, this girl looks expensive. She got the nice fur coat on. I mean, this is a typical trope in Tyler Perry when it comes to men. You can see the same results, especially in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where Charles got with a woman, not because they were friends, but because of the simple fact that she was pretty. Like,
pretty and Puerto Rican.
Yeah, pretty and Puerto Rican.
They had 2 of his kids because she couldn't have kids.
Yeah, I think they were about to have 3 too.
I just know she had them 2 little boys, I think.
And here's the same thing with Mike and Charles. They were showering these girls, these side chicks, with gifts and all this nice stuff while their wife be probably at the house cooking, cleaning, ironing his clothes and stuff, making sure he looks good.
Hold on, off topic real quick. Don't you just hate it when people know you're doing a podcast and people just text you and keep calling you over and over, look over and over again, and you text them, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast," right?
Yeah.
What's not clicking? Because then they're gonna text me, tell me some FaceTime me. If I just told you I'm doing a podcast, why would I FaceTime you?
I don't know.
I'm just a little off topic. That's all. Just a little off topic. I'm just saying, if I literally just told you I'm doing a podcast, don't text me. I don't decline your call 4 times. Actually 5. You called me 5 times. I don't care. You just got out of jail today. I don't care about that. You ain't my man. Sam, I mean, oh.
See? Yeah, this podcast over. It's over.
I'm just saying, like, young man, I don't care that you just got out of jail today. I ain't your girl. I ain't your baby mama. And go back to that last slide. Go back to that last slide. That's how he used to treat me right here, like Mike and Sheila. It was more. Matter of fact, go to the last slide. Go to the first slide with Terry and Diane. It was more like this. My thing is, now go back to Trina and Mike. That was him and his little yeah right there, right? Yeah. That was him and his little yeah. Because he didn't want to be with me. He wanted to be with the other chick. So
yeah, he did.
Look, you say yeah, he did. But now all of a sudden you want to hit me up because since you out of jail now. Like, no, sir. I'm happy. I'm with somebody. We about to go on 1 year, no, sir. But back to the topic. They gonna like that one. we gonna do more tea on that later. But let's go back. I
guess we have a little tea time.
But the reason why I'm bald because I'm using your
haircare products. I said that was
waiting for that video.
That was one of the good comments that he made. That was one. I said that's a pro, in my opinion. That's a pro comment right there. But this was just, let me tell you something. Before we click on this video, let me tell you something. If you have a friend that will do you dirty, or you feel like that would do you dirty, leave them in the gutters.
They ain't no damn friend, first of all.
That's you're right. That's not even a friend. That's an op. I don't like them. She knew dang well that was her best. That was her. I can't even say best friend. That was her homegirl husband. She over here, see, at the cookouts. She eating dinner. She laid up on your couch.
Not even that. Dang girl right there.
Hey, that's a hot mess. But I will say, if you got a friend like that, or somebody, I can't even say friend. If you know somebody like that, get them away.
For real.
There's too many folks I be seeing on Dame. What's it called? The Shade Room.
Yeah, Shade. Most definitely Shade.
Most definitely on TikTok. Leave these folks alone. Let's go on to the.
Leave it alone.
Let's go on to the next couple. The next and final couple, as I stated before with the Mike and Sheila slash, the only pro is that she left Mike for Troy. Troy is the officer that runs the police station. I think in honor of her, not in honor of her, in honor of his dad.
Girl, what was that saying that Medea said when Medea goes to jail? The officer and the gentleman.
Officer and that's what Troy is. I say with this couple, there's more pros than cons with this relationship.
Yeah, like, but all that's in Why Did I Get Married Too? So I can't really speak on that whole Atlanta situation where he got mad at her because he got him a job. I mean,
let's say that.
I don't see why men think that's a point of weakness. Like, if you need help, you need help. You can't come up with this, and plus you in a whole different city. This ain't Colorado no more. You in a whole different city. So the fact that you're denying help is, to me, I feel like you're not trying. Yes, you are trying, but you're not.
I feel like he's trying, but I think it's like a thing of kind of like pride. Now, if Sheila would have talked about it with him, then maybe it would have probably been okay. I think he would probably have been skeptical either way. But my thing is, the big issue was for him. Sheila talked to Mike directly and asked him for it. If she would have asked like a police chief, because you can't tell me that Mike didn't have Sheila around other couples.
Yeah.
That were also on the force as well. So Sheila could have easily asked somebody else for it. One of Mike's co-workers for the position, but she chose Mike instead. I can see why that would be a problem, but I also think it's like a pride thing. He want to do it on his own.
Yeah.
But either way it goes, you got a job. You can take care of your kid now. But one of the pros I can say, there's a whole lot of pros with this couple. I say one of the pros that I did like in Troy is he accepted the fact that Sheila was fat,
big, fat, whatever.
He accepted that, and he loved her for who she was. And if she wanted to change, then that would be on her. That would be her decision. But he was there to go along for the ride. So she wouldn't feel like, oh, it's just a me thing. Now it's a us thing. Because at this scene right here, this was after the scene where they went out for a walk.
I think they went to go exercise, or they went out for a jog or something like that.
And I think they started out walking.
Job at the little general store.
Yeah, and he helped her get a job at the general store because Mike took all the money out of her account.
Every last cent.
Like, except for like $82, $84, $86. So around...
I was gonna say about $42, but
nah, see, look, you put some respect on Sheila's name.
No, actually, Mike didn't put no respect on it. Why the hell I do? Let me stop.
Dang, but that's one of the pros I can say. He accepted Sheila for who she was, and if she wanted to change, that would be on her decision. And as you can see, they look like they're a very cute couple. They look like they communicate, something that Sheila was never used to with Mike. And Troy showered her with compliments, talking about, oh, you look pretty today.
Compliments, love, everything.
Something that Mike couldn't do for Sheila. And with her, Sheila being with Troy, she built up her self-confidence to what she supposed to have had throughout the whole entire time within Mike's relationship. But she lost it because Mike didn't make her feel that way. Mike every chance Mike had got, he made her feel like she was nothing. Like she was
basically like trash.
Basically like a last option. Oh, you're here, so I just decided just to keep you here instead of I'm keeping you here because I love who you are as a person.
Yeah, no.
This was one of the most cutest scenes. This is where they shared their first kiss at a little
first kiss and everything. She's talking some, oh, girl, we gotta sit down somewhere.
Oh Lord, can we pray, girl? Stop.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Ma'am.
Girl, I know it's been a long time since you felt that hot passion, but girl, calm down. You embarrassing us.
For real.
You embarrassing the sisters out here, girl. You should have been.
You really is doing too much.
a hot mess. But I did like her. Jill Scott played this role, but
she played that role well. But Why Did I Get Married Too? I feel as though she didn't deserve that type of treatment from Troy.
Yeah, I didn't think. Well, I don't know if we would talk about this and Why Did I Get Married Too or not. If we make a slideshow for it, but if we don't, I'm gonna just say, to me, I felt like after everything Sheila been through, she should have had a very happy marriage, and I don't think she should have the things that she should have went through, potentially being broke or making ends meet by cutting some things off. She shouldn't have that going on for her. I think who should really had that going on would either be Marcus and Angela or Terry and Diane, because Marcus and Angela, the only big thing, one of the big issues with in that relationship in part 2 was what was it? The password. Just a simple password to a phone.
Yeah.
And him being more successful than her because he's I guess he on daytime TV, news channel or whatever.
Yeah.
That was the only issue. I felt like that should have been Mike and Sheila storyline. Well, not what Sheila and Troy are going through, but what Patricia and Gavin were going through, a divorce. That would have been a good storyline for Marcus and Sheila, Marcus and Angela, and I was about to say let Troy and Sheila trade that out for Terry and Diane, but that wouldn't work because Sheila finally got somebody she loves and she ain't gonna let that go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that could be a storyline for, you know what, we probably would do Why Did I Get Married Too stop, because there's I want to fix that. Now that I think about it, I want to fix it so badly.
Mm-hmm.
This was
that. I mean, that's them, child.
Yeah, that was Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry did. You know what? Now I say about this has so many flaws, especially Why Did I Get Married Too? Because there ain't no way. Ain't no way, boy. Well, anyways, this is the last slide of the podcast. We just rambling on.
Yeah, you rambling. I'm listening to you ramble.
Well, I'm rambling on then. It's just me. I'm all alone. There's no one here besides.
Thank y'all for watching.
Oh, wow.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank you. Yeah, just cut me off.
If you haven't read it now, we're going to put the link in the description. So please, just look at what we post on there. All we do is just updates of our YouTube. Let y'all know that we will update it now. Next one, the next podcast, we should be talking about fandom shipping or Why Did I Get Married Too? I hope y'all
fandom shipping.
I hope y'all have a great day.
Yeah, have a great day, bro. That's all we want. I'm
sorry for that little rant I had in the middle of the thing. I just had to talk about that real quick because I just think that's crazy. Maybe one of these days on the podcast, we'll just not talk about anime or anything. Just talk about just events.
Life
that happened. Because that Danileigh and that DaBaby situation, I've been wanting to talk about that. But
I know we late, but that situation late. That's a Summer Walker. Walker.
I put our opinion on that because I think that's really crazy. And nowadays, I see that Cardi B is getting into a lot of stuff now. She's becoming a little successful. First, the music awards. Now she getting into documentaries. I mean, I really feel proud for her.
What documentary?
Huh?
What documentary? I need to watch that.
I think it's on Facebook. Watch.
Oh, never mind. I ain't got.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. Yeah, it's on Facebook. It's not really a documentary. It's just her talking about herself. Like, I think it was like her playing basketball or whatever. And the lady asked her if she ever played basketball. She was like, "No, I used to be a stripper." I was like, "Oh, yeah." I think it's just, we're gonna talk about, just little events like that, just here and there, in between. And make sure y'all are here for around Christmas week because we might have something special going on. You never know.
I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this.
I'm just saying, and we might have a little Christmas special. That's all.
Not a Christmas special.
that we might pre-record, because I think now we're gonna start pre-recording ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and then we're gonna start editing so it can be a lot more smoother, you know, so we can get a lot more views. Maybe y'all like it. I don't know if we're gonna pay somebody to do it or what. But thank y'all for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you like Why Did I Get Married? And y'all have a great day.
Gucci. Bye. We out there.